On July 26, 2018, just before 5 o'clock in the morning, a police officer in the small village of Lakemoor, Illinois, pulled up behind an SUV that was parked in an unusual position near a golf course. It was still dark, and the area was quiet, with almost no activity at that hour. What seemed like a simple check on a parked vehicle slowly turned into something much more serious.
11. I have the 2840 out of Pennsylvania. King Henry Lincoln 4596. King Henry Lincoln 4596.
Officer Brianna Tedesco noticed that the SUV had its lights off and was backed onto private property, which made her approach with caution. The man inside the vehicle told her his name was James Duncan and said he was traveling through the area on his way west. When she checked his name and date of birth, nothing came back in the system. That was unusual. She then asked him for some form of identification where this happened. He pulled the trigger, but the gun did not fire. The situation lasted only seconds, but it was enough to create real danger, as both of them fought over the gun inside the confined space of the car. Another officer, Anthony Loiacono, arrived quickly after hearing the call for backup and fired a single shot, hitting the man in the head. He was later identified as 36-year-old Kenneth Martell and was pronounced dead at the scene. As the investigation continued, officers discovered that Martell had been wanted for a violent crime committed just days earlier in Pennsylvania, where an elderly man named Theodore Garver had been attacked and killed. Martell had fled the state and was armed when he encountered the officers that morning. The Lake County State's Attorney's Office reviewed the case and later ruled that the use of force was justified, stating that the officers had been facing an immediate threat. At first, both officers were recognized for how they handled the situation, especially Officer Tedesco, who had physically engaged with the suspect and managed to hold the situation long enough for backup to arrive.
Henry Lincoln 4596. King Henry Lincoln 4596. No!
If you stop,
I'll leave.
Okay,
I'll
let
leave.
go.
No!
Let
No!
go. Let go.
Hey, no! No, Teddy! No, Teddy! No! No! No, please don't shoot me! Please! Please! Please don't shoot me!
8521 shots fired by the police. One suspect down.
Oh my God.
But for her, the impact did not end there. In the months that followed, she began experiencing symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Based on medical advice, she was placed on light duty, and in August 2019, she was eventually let go from her position. A few years later, under the name Brianna McCarty, she filed a lawsuit claiming that she had been wrongfully terminated because of her condition. In September 2024, the court dismissed the case, and no settlement was reached.
My dream was taken from me. And it wasn't from the man in that vehicle. So they recognized what I did, but they failed to recognize the help that I needed. Almost every traffic stop I made after that, I would pull aside and immediately start crying because I thought I was going to die. It's finances to them that they didn't want to invest. I was equipment to them.
This incident is believed to be the only officer-involved shooting in the history of the Lakemoor Police Department. Luckily, the backup officer arrived quickly. Otherwise, the situation could have changed very quickly, and the effects of those moments could have lasted long after everything else was over. On April 7, 2026, Rosemary Martin was driving home through North Las Vegas after a concert. a normal night out, when a small moment on the road quietly turned into something far more serious than anyone expected, as her 8-year-old daughter waited for her at home. Like most drivers would, she reacted by honking, a brief and instinctive response that, in that moment, seemed minor.
Go! Yeah, go ahead. I ain't stupid enough to follow you. Hey Siri, call 911.
The driver of the Tesla, a woman with what appeared to be other passengers inside, raised what looked like a firearm and pointed it directly toward Rosemary's car. From that point on, the interaction no longer felt like road rage, but something much more dangerous.
Do you need police, fire, medical?
Police.
What's the address of the emergency?
I just got off of the Cheyenne exit of the 15 and I am turning down 5th Street.
The Tesla did not drive away. Instead, it began following her, and what followed lasted for nearly 10 to 12 minutes as both vehicles moved through the streets of North Las Vegas.
Okay, and what's the emergency there?
There is a red Tesla following me. She threatened me with her gun.
Okay, there was someone in a red Tesla following you off of the freeway?
Yes.
And they had a gun?
Yes.
Okay, are they still following you?
Yes, they are.
Okay, what type of vehicle are you in? What color, make, and model?
I'm in a blue Honda Accord Sport.
Okay. And did he point the gun at you, or did he just brandish it?
She pointed the gun at me, and she just threw something at my car, and I also want to let you know that I am armed as well.
Okay, are you still driving westbound on Cheyenne? What road are you crossing?
I'm on 5th, going north.
You said you're going northbound on 5th now?
Yes.
The Tesla drove aggressively, speeding through traffic, reaching high speeds even on regular city roads, cutting between vehicles, braking suddenly in front of her, and at one point even reversing in the roadway as if trying to block her path. There were moments where it appeared that someone inside the Tesla might try to get out while the car was still moving.
Southbound on Commerce for me.
Southbound? Towards the strip, yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I need you to go southbound. I'm going to guide you down to our station at Las Vegas Boulevard and Civic Center.
Great. Hold up.
The intersection I'm leading you to is Las Vegas Boulevard and Civic Center to the Municipal Court. It's our police station, okay? You're doing a good job.
Trying to make me stop.
Are they still behind you?
No, they're in front of me now. Alright, you said a left on Cary, right?
Yes, ma'am, a left on Cary.
Eventually, following the dispatcher's directions, Rosemary drove straight to the North Las Vegas police station near Las Vegas Boulevard and Civic Center Drive. As she pulled into the area where officers were present, the Tesla finally turned away and left the scene. Only after she reached safety did the situation fully settle in, and the stress of what had just happened became clear. The footage, along with the 911 audio, later spread widely online, with many people reacting to how quickly a small traffic interaction had escalated into into something life-threatening. Rosemary filed a full police report and provided the footage, which clearly showed the vehicle, the people involved, and part of the license plate. As of now, police have confirmed that the investigation is still ongoing, with no arrests made and no suspects publicly identified. For many, the incident has raised concerns about how unpredictable road rage situations can become, especially when a weapon is involved. In the end, Rosemary reached safety without physical harm, but the situation shows how quickly control can be lost on the road and how important it is to avoid engagement and focus on getting away when something doesn't feel right. On March 21, 2026, a young man was driving along State Route 67 in the town of Charlton, New York, on what seemed like a normal Saturday night, with nothing about the road or the moment suggesting that anything unusual was about to happen. That night, 21-year-old Casey Hammonds was behind the wheel of his 2019 Subaru Impreza, simply heading home after spending time out, following the same kind of routine drive that most people do without thinking twice about it. As he traveled along that stretch of highway, he came up behind a westbound flatbed tow truck, and when it was safe to do so, he passed it in a normal and lawful way, something that happens on roads like this all the time without any issue. But after that moment, the situation began to change.
What happened? What happened? Are you insane?
The tow truck, driven by 43-year-old Joshua J. Riome of Charlton, moved ahead again and stopped at a traffic light further up the road. Then, instead of staying in the vehicle, Riome stepped out of his 2016 Dodge Ram flatbed tow truck, leaving a child inside, and began walking quickly toward Casey's car. At that point, Casey reacted by accelerating forward, trying to create distance and avoid any direct confrontation. In the confusion, his car made contact with Riome, and for a moment, it seemed like the situation might end there. But it did not. The impact forced the smaller car to spin out of control. After that, Riome left the scene without stopping. Despite how serious the crash looked, Casey was not physically injured, and the child in the tow truck was also unharmed. Still, the force of the reverse impact, especially from a raised flatbed that struck higher on the vehicle, could have led to a much worse outcome. As of now, there has been no clear public update on the final outcome of the case, including any plea, verdict, or settlement. The Saratoga County Sheriff's Office later described the actions shown in video evidence as demonstrating a serious disregard for human life, and noted that the situation escalated quickly without any attempt to de-escalate once it began. Looking back at it, the entire incident appears to have started from something small, a simple pass on a two-lane road, yet it turned into a chain of actions that put multiple people at risk in a very short amount of time. Casey was able to walk away without injuries, but the situation could have easily ended differently. On November 18, 2025, in Massachusetts, a man went on what he thought would be a simple drive, just taking his ex-girlfriend home after ending their relationship, but the situation slowly turned into something much more serious. Let me give you a backstory first. He had been in a committed relationship with her and had done a lot to support her over time, including letting her use his car for months after she damaged her own, and even buying another vehicle so he could keep making long drives to see her almost every day. But after coming back, he found out that she had been messaging another man in secret, deleting the conversations, and had even met him at least once, which led to an argument and the relationship ending at his parents' house.
Oh my god, I'm going. Are you gonna answer if I talk?
It depends.
Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
Did you record our conversation?
Yeah,
Why? Why?
because I don't know what you're capable of.
What? What are you saying? That I would say something? I would never make up lies about you.
Yeah, okay.
What do you mean,
You
yeah? Okay.
clearly would lie to hide conversations that you have with other men.
I would never make up lies about you.
I don't know. I'm protecting myself.
You know me. You know me.
You can exhaust yourself if you want, but there's literally nothing you're gonna say.
Please, I do not want to lose you. Okay, I love you so much. Okay? You know how much I love
You should have thought about that
I
before you were
understand.
texting another guy for
I
a month or
understand.
however long it was
Believe
and
me.
hanging out with him right back because you certainly made no effort to tell me about it.
Even after that, he still chose to drive her home instead of leaving her there, thinking it was the right thing to do. But the ride quickly became tense, with both of them continuing the argument inside the car. During the conversation, she apologized, asked him not to leave her, and at one point even opened the door, threatening to jump out while the car was moving, showing how unstable the situation had already become. Then, while they were driving on the highway at around 72 miles per hour, something happened that changed everything in a moment.
I'm sorry. That was... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was... Sorry. I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. Pull over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was really bad. That was really bad. That was really bad. I'm sorry. It was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. What are you doing? Are you calling the cops on me?
After that, he stopped speaking, stayed focused, and continued driving until he reached a nearby construction area where a police officer was present. Police responded soon after, removed the woman from the vehicle, and took her to the station so she could arrange a ride home, although no charges were filed at the scene. Later, the driver filed for a restraining order, which was first granted temporarily and then extended after a judge reviewed the full dashcam footage. He also submitted an application for a criminal complaint, and the case continued through the legal process. As of now, there is no clear public update on the final outcome of the case and no confirmed details about charges or resolution. Many people later questioned whether it was safe to give someone a ride home right after a breakup, especially when emotions are still high, even if the intention was to help. In the end, a personal argument can turn dangerous very quickly when it happens inside a moving vehicle, and staying calm in that moment can make the difference between a close call and something far worse. If you stayed till here, thank you so much. If you have any suggestions or a case you want me to cover next, just drop it in the comments.